guys, it's Dr. Ashley Southard here for a special edition of Way Out Wednesday. I'm going to offer you some turkey tips, how to get through this year's Thanksgiving in a way that feels good for both your body, your mind, and your soul. Now, I'm coming to you from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, where we are actually enjoying 70-degree weather. It's perfect here this time of year. I am the site director and clinical therapist at a New Beginning Outpatient Treatment Center, and also the co-founder and program director of the Healthy Way Out Emotional and Binge Eating Weight Loss Program. So, for a lot of people struggling with emotional and binge eating, Thanksgiving can be a very bittersweet holiday. It can breed feelings of excitement and feelings of fear, which can be very competing emotions, right? So the excitement often comes because you're really looking forward to all of the delicious food. Maybe you're looking forward to the company that you get to spend time with. Maybe you're excited about just having some time off from work. Maybe you're really looking forward to all of the upcoming festivities that the holiday season brings. So a lot of excitement that many people experience. And then also these feelings of fear can come up at the same time. And for a lot of people struggling with emotional and binge eating, the fear can seem to center a lot around food. How on earth am I going to get through this food-centric holiday in a way that doesn't blow my diet, or in a way that's healthy, or in a way that doesn't involve carbs or doesn't include weight gain? So there can be a lot of fear about how to navigate this day. So I'm going to offer you 5 concrete tips for things that you can do today to get yourself ready for a really effective and joyful Thanksgiving for yourself. All right? I'm going to go through the 5 tips, and then I'm going to go back and provide an example of how you would actually implement these tips with something that some of you may be able to relate to. All right, so the first thing that I want you to do to really set yourself up for a successful Thanksgiving is to identify what you are feeling and what is causing those feelings, or what's triggering those feelings. So without any judgment or censoring, I want you to sit down for a few minutes with a piece of paper and a pen and label all of the feelings that you have when you think about this upcoming Thanksgiving. Maybe you are feeling excited, maybe you're feeling scared, maybe overwhelmed or angry or hopeful or joyful, confused, alone, just whatever it might be. Don't judge or censor, simply write down all of the feelings that you can think of. Now remember, with our emotions, we tend to feel a lot of emotions at the same time, and to complicate this even more, we tend to feel competing emotions, which means you can feel both happy and sad at the same time. So really allow yourself to identify all of the feelings that you have relative to Thanksgiving, and then see if you can identify what is triggering or causing that feeling to come up inside of you, okay? So that's your first tip, is to get very clear. We can't work with something inside of ourselves if we're not aware that it's there. So that's the first step, is to become very aware of what you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. The second thing that I want you to do is identify what you need in response to those feelings and those triggers, all right? So then I want you to take some time and really think about, I know that I'm feeling this way. Now, what do I need to feel better? And really what we're shooting for is to feel calmer and safer. So you really want to think about those 2 emotional goals, and what would you need to feel calm throughout your Thanksgiving day, and what would you need to feel safe throughout your Thanksgiving day. And safe can mean both physically safe and emotionally and psychologically safe, okay? So take some time to think about that. This piece can be a little bit harder. We don't always practice thinking about what exactly we need, but I promise you, if you give yourself the opportunity to just entertain this question, I think you'll be surprised at how well you can truly identify what it is that you need. The third tip that I want to offer is to identify a person who can kind of be your safe person, or your go-to source of support on Thanksgiving. So this can be someone that you can spend time with if they are local, or this could be someone that you can reach out to vis-a-vis phone, email, or text. But I want this to be someone that you can actually communicate with on Thanksgiving. Ideally, this is a person that you can spend time with if you're going to be in a situation where maybe you are feeling overwhelmed or afraid or stressed. But if you don't have that option, then identify a safe person who you can at least reach via phone or text. And the function of a safe person is to kind of be that person who knows what's going on for you. Maybe they know that you're feeling a little anxious or distressed or upset about this upcoming holiday, and they can be there to provide support for you. They can be there to provide a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes they can run interference if there's a person that you're having to deal with on Thanksgiving that causes you distress. They can kind of just keep an eye on you, make sure that that person's not giving you a hard time. And if that person does start to interfere, then your safe person can intervene and support you. So there's a lot of roles that a safe person can play on this particular day. So think about who that person is. The qualities of a safe person are someone who you feel like you can be vulnerable with and you can really share some of your insecurities and your fears with them. And when you share those vulnerabilities, you're not going to be judged. That's really, really important that you don't feel judged by this person. And then lastly, you need to be able to trust that they're really going to be there for you. Okay? So think about who that person or maybe persons could be for you. The fourth thing I want you to do, because you may be struggling with emotional and binge eating and your relationship with food can be really complicated, I want you to maintain the mindset that today, the Thanksgiving day, is not about binging, and tomorrow, the day after Thanksgiving, is not about dieting. So I want you to avoid binging on Thanksgiving with this kind of subconscious plan, if you will, that then you'll just make up for it or start dieting again on Friday, okay? So I really want you to go into Thanksgiving with this awareness that it's just food. It is delicious. I want you to savor every bite. I want you to eat everything that you want to eat, okay? Do not deprive yourself. That is such a setup for later binge eating. So enjoy the stuffing, enjoy the gravy, enjoy the pies, the potatoes, the turkey. Enjoy all of it. Make sure you savor every bite. Do the best that you can to stop eating when you are comfortably satisfied, and tell yourself over and over and over again that as soon as you want more, you can have more. If that pumpkin pie is just irresistible and in 2 hours you want another piece, give yourself permission to do that. I know it might sound kind of crazy and a little scary because you're thinking, I'm going to overdo it. I'm going to binge if I give myself permission. But I assure you that the more you give yourself permission to eat when you're hungry and to eat what you want, you're not going to feel that deprivation and that urgency to eat it all right now. So really try to just relax into the food, really enjoy it, savor every bite, respect your body enough to stop when you're comfortably satisfied, and you can eat more again in a little bit, okay? This is just food. It can be prepared again. You can eat it again. Thanksgiving is not the Last Supper. All right. We also don't want Friday to be the start of a new diet. All right. So really just allow yourself to enjoy the food on Thursday. Continue to enjoy the food on Friday with moderation, with respect for your body. And this is how you start to step out of that binge diet cycle. Now, for some tips on how to do intuitive eating, which is the approach that we take to get out of binging and dieting, check out our other video on our channel by our registered dietitian, Melissa Bloom, who walks you through 5 easy tips to help you start becoming an intuitive eater, okay? All right, the 5th tip that I want to offer you for getting through Thanksgiving in a way that feels really good to you is to make sure that you have a self-care plan in place for Thanksgiving Day. So I want you to think about what kinds of things can you do for yourself that are kind and gentle and nurturing to make sure that this is a day that for the most part can feel really good. All right, so think about that. Are these things you could do in the morning before the festivities began? Are these things you could do in the middle of the day when you need kind of a break from everything that's going on? And are these things that you can do at night after the day is over? Maybe you're feeling exhausted or overwhelmed or drained. What can you do to take care of yourself? All right? So identify your feelings and triggers, identify your need and what will help you feel calm and safe. Enlist a safe person. Avoid binging today and then dieting tomorrow, and then implement your self-care. So let me walk you through an example of what these 5 steps would look like. So let's say that you have some extended family flying into town and they're going to be with you and your family over the Thanksgiving holiday. And one member of that extended family, let's say it's your cousin, you have a long history with this cousin, and that history isn't exactly pleasant, okay? So maybe there are some things that have happened in the past with this cousin that are really distressing and upsetting to you. Maybe they've never really been addressed in the family or between you and the cousin or between you and anybody. But for whatever reason, the presence of this cousin is really causing you a lot of distress, okay? I think a lot of people can relate to this kind of impending anxiety that they feel at the thought of a particular family member or family unit coming for the holidays and them having to spend time with them. So the first tip is you're going to identify what you're feeling and what's triggering that. So maybe you're feeling a lot of anxiety, maybe a lot of fear, and the trigger is knowing that you're going to have to spend the whole day with your cousin who you have this really painful history with, okay? The second step is, what do you need? So what do you need to feel calm and safe in the presence of this cousin? Now, because of your specific history with this cousin, maybe what you need is to know that under no circumstances are you going to be left alone with this cousin. All right, so your need is to ensure that there's always going to be other people around so that you are not alone with this person. Which really then segues into our third step, which is enlisting a safe person. So maybe you and your older sister are close, and she is someone that you can talk to, you can share these fears with. She knows your cousin, she understands those dynamics. So you go to her the day before and you say, hey, I'm really struggling with cousin coming and staying with us this holiday. It's causing me a lot of distress. I'm really anxious about the possibility of being put in a situation where I might be left alone with him. Do you think that you could really just kind of stay a little closer to my side on Thanksgiving? Just keep an eye on me, keep an eye on him, and just make sure that, he's not cornering me into a conversation in the living room where nobody else is at, or if he does start to say something inappropriate, can you please intervene? You really talk to your sister and you let her know what you're feeling and what you're needing, and you get her agreement to be that support person for you. Okay. The fourth step is to not set yourself up to binge through Thanksgiving and then diet on Friday. So what you're going to do is you're going to spend a little bit of time the day before going through the intuitive eating video on our channel with our registered dietitian, Melissa Bloom. And you're going to implement those tips. You're going to wake up on Thanksgiving. You're going to eat as if it were any other day. You're going to eat your normal breakfast. You're going to eat your normal lunch. And when you get to Thanksgiving dinner at 4 or 5 o'clock, you're going to fill your plate with all of the foods that you want to eat. You're going to enjoy every bite. You're going to really tune into your stomach and give yourself permission to stop when you're comfortably satisfied, knowing that as soon as you want more of that food, because you're hungry again, you can have it, okay? So I really want you to put a plan in place for that intuitive eating. And then the last step is you're going to do some self-care. So maybe if you're going over to your family's house at 3 o'clock on Thanksgiving and you know your cousin is going to be there, maybe you can do some really pleasurable activities in the morning. Like maybe you can do some enjoyable cooking in the morning while you're watching the Thanksgiving Day parade. Maybe you can go through the Black Friday ads and just kind of enjoy the festivity of the holiday season. Maybe, you're going to be seeing your aunt who you haven't seen in a long time. So when you get to your house, about an hour in, when the noise starts to overwhelm you, you're going to, chat with your aunt and just go for a nice walk for 15 minutes outside and get some fresh air. And then you and your sister have plans to leave by 9 o'clock, and you're going to go back to your house and just kind of debrief and laugh and relax, okay? So that would be an example of how you can really take care of yourself in a situation where you might otherwise be really struggling. So, those are 5 tips that you can implement to really ensure that Thanksgiving is not emotionally and psychologically distressing for you. Because when you're distressed, it really sets you up for wanting to turn to food to get that comfort and that reassurance that everything is okay. All right. So, instead, tend to your emotional self, really respond to what's going on inside of you, and set up a plan so that you are well taken care of on this day that might otherwise be stressful. I really wish you and yours a beautiful Thanksgiving, and I hope that it is a peaceful day for you. And I really look forward to being back here soon with a new series of episodes for Way Out Wednesday. In the meantime, enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy yourself. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.